Hey, folks, we have a real treat here tonight. I mean, a real treat. And I'll tell you what it is. We're at the Hooters Casino because, as you know, our good friend Monica from Hooters, front cover of the magazine the last 2 months, because Hooters is one of our favorite sponsors, one of our greatest people, and the most awesome place to eat. Well, now I've got another reason to go to Hooters, and I'll tell you what it is. Everybody's got to know the name Trent Carlini.
Thank you very much, sir.
If they don't know it, there's something wrong, because let me tell you, you all know how old I am. I got to see the great Elvis Presley 3 times live, once in Chicago and twice in Vegas. I sat here in a show, a tribute to Elvis today, and I thought Elvis was in front of me.
I still think Elvis is in front of me.
It was so awesome. Steph has never seen Elvis, and Steph herself said now she knows what the attraction was to Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Man,
Thank
you
you.
killed
Thank
it,
you.
Trent.
Thank you very much, Steph.
You killed it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a fun show. The guys working with me and everyone that performs here, they're just amazing, amazing talents. And it's a real pleasure to have an intimate crowd like this to where you can really perform to an audience opposing to the bigger rooms where you're performing in front of 1,200 people or 1,500 people. So you can never reach everybody. So at that point you have to change gear and just perform. When here you can perform and, understand your audience, because you can see them, talk to them, it's really
You
important.
can put scars on them and dance on them.
Yes, Steph got a scarf tonight, and she was rocking it.
She got scarved for life.
She got scarved for life.
Some people get laid during the Hawaiian, but she got scarved for life.
I'll take the scarf.
She did. And the moves and everything else, man, he's in better shape than I have ever thought I could get into.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you were ever there, Dave.
Yeah, he even did a cartwheel. He even did a cartwheel on the stage, which was just awesome.
Yeah, that's how it started out, kind of as a joke, to do the cartwheel. I used to accidentally mess up the cartwheel and land on somebody on stage. It didn't play right for me, so I used to cartwheel on him, and it's fun. And Mark is always like scared when I'm doing spin kicks and everything.
Oh, it's very, yeah, when we saw that.
He's so tough looking while he's playing the whole show, but then when there's that one moment, you can just see him backing off. It's like,
here comes the roundhouse.
here comes the round. Yeah, all right.
Wow. And just your passion in it, the way you. How long have you been doing Elvis songs?
Stuff kicking.
And he's all choked up.
I'm all choked up. A while.
Yeah.
Yes. Elvis has been a passion to me since I was about 5 years old.
Yeah.
And he's just been amazing. For new generations and that don't know Elvis, and then the generation that did know Elvis understand it, when they see it. But back in those days, it was just amazing. Like, you would see everybody go crazy, and it was intriguing to me as a young teen to see everyone just go nuts over one personality. Not just people, but then all the people that worked with Elvis, like Joe Esposito, the Jordanaires, DJ Fontana, J.D. Sumner and the Stamps. They all started working with me as soon as I got back from Europe. And I was just really into rockabilly. I loved Elvis, but I also loved the Stray Cats. I loved Robert Palmer. I loved Tower of Power. Like, I was into so much music, But the one performer that really had it all was really Elvis.
Wow, you're
And,
right.
and it's beyond anyone, because if you look at what he did musically, and all the people that he's influenced, like all the rock bands that came afterwards, they were all like totally hypnotized by Elvis. They didn't understand. This guy would like wear clothes that just didn't exist. It was like crazy. So and he was just a beautiful person. He was a beautiful man, not just musically, but he was kind. He was humble. He didn't care about. He cared about others more than he cared about himself.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I said, well, that sounds like me, so I like this, and and I did it. That's the musical career I chose.
And you nailed it. A standing ovation. The crowd gave a standing ovation. I saw there's there's a bit of a intro where it shows you with other audiences and ABC and some of your credentials.
Oprah, E.T., and
Oh.
David Leonard. Yeah, there's so much that I could show, but in an hour and 10 minutes, it's very difficult to put a 3-hour video of me and all the things that I've done. I mean, it's very difficult. And again, I feel very blessed that I had that opportunity to perform with all the people that I have, to see Olivia Newton-John in the audience coming out every night, just watching me when I sang Unchained Melody, and it's surreal. It's really surreal, because when I was a little kid, I said, I want to perform, and I want to work with everybody Elvis had, everybody, and it just came true.
And it is.
Yeah, like what's that like for you? Like that's something like that was a passion for you, that was a dream, and then you know, does it feel like work when you're up there because you're doing what you love so much, or?
No, it's not work. I wouldn't call this a job at all. This is pure pleasure. There's no way you can call this work.
That's really cool, man.
And to jump the generation gap, as I say, myself, who had seen Elvis live 3 times, plus a big Elvis fan, that saw you up there and going, oh my God, he's nailing it completely, and I feel like I'm standing there watching Elvis plus, and then
I think you had a tear in your eye too at one point when he did your silent over.
It was amazing, and then Steph, she was getting goosebumps and that. She never got to see Elvis live, has never really seen Elvis. She's seen her grandfather.
Growing up, my grandpa did a lot of tributes to Elvis, and like he was in a band, so all the time I know the Elvis songs.
So
but I never got
saw
the
you
real
singing them.
until
Yes,
today. But I never got the experience until tonight, and now it's just like, man, I'm going back home. I'm going back to Winnipeg and Walmart and buying an Elvis record.
Yeah, I wish we weren't going back tonight so we could see another show tomorrow, because I'll
So you
tell
play every
you,
night?
I want to go to Winnipeg.
All right, come on, baby, let's go.
Oh yeah.
we should
Let's
bring
go
them
to
into
Florida.
Winnipeg for our show. We do a big show in Winnipeg, and June the 3rd each year. And this year we also incorporate the trucking, and we do Trucking for a Cure, where we do a convoy that raises money for special. Going the wrong
Cancer.
direction.
Save the
I've been to
boobies,
so many
Dave.
convoys.
Save the boobies,
Save
Dave.
the boobies. The Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation.
Wow.
And we raise money to fight breast cancer. Could you imagine if we had Elvis in the house at our show? That would be incredible.
We'll get on it, Daddy.
We're gonna exchange cards. Can't promise anything, folks, because someone like this is hard to pull away from Hooters. But we do have a lot of connections with Hooters.
You're too
so
nice. You're
we
too
could get
nice, thank
Hooters
you.
to sponsor it. And then that way Hooters will be, Hooters, if you're listening, we're going to be knocking on your doorsteps and saying, we want to borrow some of your talent.
Right.
Because they're out at the show every year. They're a sponsor.
You
a
don't have to
supporter.
call Hooters. Just call me.
That sounds great.
That's right.
That sounds awesome. Do you have any more questions for Elvis?
I'm
Trent?
still just all hot and bothered and in awe. Like I'm happy, man. I don't need you answered everything on stage.
It's awesome to see younger generations like be involved with that kind of music, because Elvis was truly his most powerful self when he was into R&B and rhythm and blues, and that was really what captivated me about Elvis. And then he would just switch triggers and get into gospel music and just pour his heart out to the world.
Oh, yes.
great.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you personally for
thank you,
pouring
sir.
your heart to the world.
Thank you. You're very
because
welcome.
the performance I saw today was the best Elvis performance I have seen in my lifetime. And I've been coming to Vegas here since 1976. And I got to tell you that, man, it was the King standing up there plus. And I say plus because you really punch it in there. You really add Trent into it, which is fantastic.
It's very important for an entertainer, and I've said this many times before, and I get tired of answering questions on friends and other ETAs that I know. How do you do this? How do you do that? And I keep telling them there's no script.
You just do it.
To do this, you have to be an entertainer. You have to understand your audience, who you're talking to, what you're going to sing, how you're going to sing it. Because, you had history just laid out in front of you. What better than having that as a teacher than asking me questions? Because I know just as much as they do,
Yeah.
I just do what I learned through my time in the music industry, and it's truly it's amazing. It's just I couldn't believe it. Like, I gave up a musical career a long time ago to do this because this was more fulfilling on a soulful level than it was to just for a paycheck, or just, you know, to or even to be, you know, a big name star that doesn't perform more than like 60 shows a year, when I'll do 300 shows
Yeah,
a
like
year.
how, that's what I was wondering, is because like I know after a week of Vegas, I can't even talk. I couldn't sing karaoke if you asked me to. But
Right.
what do you do to keep fresh? Like, do you drink like a lot of tea and stuff? Like, what do you do to be able to perform the way you do? Because you hit some notes that are like.
I don't drink tea. I drink chamomile occasionally. I'm not really a big tea drinker. I drink
But is there any
espresso.
exercises?
But yes, there is. There is a lot of exercises that have to happen within your day and your life, and just to be able to be flexible and, you know, exude what Elvis, you know, would have
Yeah.
done, because you have to move more. People expect more from you. You know, you can't. Elvis had that ability to just be able to stand there and snarl and drive the crowd crazy.
Yeah.
On the other hand, a guy like me has to come on stage and I have to move a lot more. I have to snarl a lot more, even to the point where people think I had a stroke on stage. I mean, it's like just keep going and going and going. But again, it's really not all about me. It's all about the music. It's the sound and people that come to enjoy that. And it's very rare. You find that very rare. You really do. And
Absolutely. Is there any place that our reach out here, our people that are watching us right now, do you have a website or Facebook page or anything they can go to?
You can go on Facebook. There's Trent Carlini, Facebook. You can go also to my fan page, which is The King starring Trent Carlini. And then there's an Instagram, Trent Carlini. There's a Twitter. I believe.
Pretty much just Google this guy's name and
Yeah,
have every account
yeah.
you can.
You'll see everything. You know, it's really just common knowledge. As far as our website, it's under construction right now because we started with one look, and I really didn't like the look that was being portrayed, because they again started trying to characterize me, you know, into doing, you know, the one thing that, you know, I can't stand the thank you very much and all shook up and oh man, I'm all shook up, and there's just so much more to that.
Yes.
So we're changing the whole look on the website. It's under construction, but when it will be up, it's called TrentCarlini.com. Okay, and that's it.
Perfect.
That's
So,
it.
so folks, I got to tell you that if you missed Elvis and you want to see the best tribute,
Do you have your daddy's eyes?
That's
in-
not my dad. I'm your solo baby. That's just me.
You didn't have to say that in front of the
Yeah.
camera.
They know. The
They-
jokes that he makes towards me, it'd be pretty bad if he was my father.
I would say so, especially those spanks I have to give her when she's bad. Did I say that live, folks?
Yes, you did.
800,000 people just went, no, they didn't. They went, yeah, that's Dave. So, so folks, you got to get to Hooters
reminds me
here,
of Kurt
or
Russell.
go to his website, find out where he is, and watch him. And you know what? We now have a new mission in life. We have a mission for June the 3rd, 2017, and we're going to see what we can do, because if what I saw, what it did to this crowd, we got to spread the word so you can get
And
your
if you're
great
lucky enough,
works
you'll
out
get
to
your Elvis
everyone.
scarf, too.
And also during the daytime, right now during the elections, I spend time with veterans that are, you know, they're trying to collect to support all the veterans and everything like that. I go out there and I hang out with them, and, you know, I spend some time with them.
Oh, well, thank you very
And,
much. So
yeah.
support for the troops, which
Absolutely.
is absolutely fantastic. I'm wearing
Absolutely.
red today, even though it's Sunday, and I've got the support the troops on my arm as well. I got to shake your hand and thank you again
You're
for
very
your
welcome.
supporting the troops. Many, many sides to
I
Trent.
served 1982, so
Oh, well, thank you for your service as well.
thank you, sir.
So,
I'm a
folks,
93 baby, so
you know-
I'm here on Remembrance Day. Like,
that's right.
thanking you guys.
Hey, live on this, so all the veterans will love this. Gentlemen, you all know what we do to a fellow veteran. Those that have
It's
served
coming
out
right
there,
up, I know.
those with the police, those with the military and everything else. I do have in my hand a tri-service coin, which has the Air Force, the Navy, and the Army. And I'd like to shake hands and
Jess,
coin.
how many? Thank you. I can't even tell you how many I have. Like it's just it means a lot to me. This really means a lot to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you on behalf of the Tri-Service Veterans of
I don't have
Canada.
a coin for you, but I'll shake your hand.
Thank you.
And folks,
I've never been paid before by a woman, so thank you.
I guess we'll end it the way that we always end it.
I'd rather hear from you than about you.
Be safe out there, because we mean it when we say we'd rather hear from you and about you. And if you're out there in a big truck and you're bringing something to people, because if they got it, a trucker brought it, to all our truckers out there, keep on trucking.